going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Anies Baswedan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah wa la hawla wa la quwata illa billah. Allahumma sholli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Rabbi israh li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Raditu billahi rabba wa bil islami dina wa bil muhammadin nabiyya wa rasulah. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqni fahma. Amin. Yang amat berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail yang kami hormati, yang kami muliakan, yang luar biasa pidatonya tadi, sangat inspiring. The wife of the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, yang saya hormati Tan Sri Datuk Sri Diraja Adnan Yaakob, kami hormati Tan Sri Datuk Sri Abdul Aziz Abdurrahman, yang saya hormati the President of IIUM Alumni, Mr. Halik Anwar. Congratulations for organizing a very successful event. And all esteemed speakers, alumni from all over the world are coming here today, from Thailand, Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, and many other countries, and dear participants. I stand here today humbled by the weight of this moment, profoundly moved by the significance of our gathering. Kuala Lumpur, this vibrant heart of Malaysia, finds itself today at the epicenter of a dialogue, one that's deeply intertwined with our shared heritage, our aspirations, and our unwavering commitment to excellence. The International Islamic University Alumni Association, in our view, as we observe the history of its presence, it is not merely a collective of accomplished individuals. It's much beyond that. It's much more profound than that. It is a testament, a living embodiment of dedication to knowledge, dedication to wisdom, and to the values that make Islamic world a beacon for so many. The alumni, you all, have been uplifting an entire community, an entire ummah, beaconing us to a brighter horizon. Your accomplishments, may it be personal, ripple outward, touching life, inspiring young minds, planting the seeds for a more enlightened world. And in today's rapidly evolving landscape, where knowledge is the currency of progress, organizations like the International Islamic University Alumni Associations play an indispensable role. You all bridge the past and the future, reminding us of our storied traditions while charting path for a future where the Islamic world doesn't just participate, but it will lead, and for that, I commend all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, when we gaze upon the vast tapestry of human history, there are a few regions that stand out prominently. As Southeast Asia, that it's embraced Islam and in insatiable pursuit of knowledge, it is not just a story of dates, figures, or events. It's a narrative of value, it's a narrative of passions, and it's a narrative of people's unyielding commitment to enlightenment. Many centuries ago, before the grand spires of renowned Western institutions touched the sky, the source of Southeast Asia's whispered tales of wisdom. From the intricate designs of Aceh's mosque to the soulful melodies of the Dikir Barat, there existed a confluence of culture and faith, a harmonious blend of local tradition with Islamic teachings. This land is the land where traders, scholars, Sufis once converged, forging connections, seeding the spirit of inquiry. And they didn't merely bring goods or commodity, they brought stories, they brought philosophies, they brought sciences, and the eternal lights of Islam. The resonance of their footsteps still echoes in our madrasas, in our pesantrens, and in our universities. So the reach of Islamic heritage here of Southeast Asia isn't just a relic of the past. It's a living, it's a breathing legacy, one that pulsates in our hearts, courses through our vein, and inshallah, shape our visions. And it reminds us all that knowledge isn't just about power, it is a sacred trust, a divine gift that beckons us to seek, beckons us to questions, to understand, and inshallah, to serve. So today, as leaders of the realm of academia, the torch-bearers of these glorious traditions, all of you who are in this association, in the alumni of very prestigious institutions, you all are entrusted with that missions. Not to only remember and honor this heritage, but you have the duty to elevate it, to modernize it, and to ensure that its essence, its spirits of inquiry and enlightenment illuminates the path for generations yet unborn. Dear friends, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, as we stand on our shoulders of giants, it is essential for us to remember the continuous epoch of our histories, a time where the world looked at the Islamic lens not just as place of spiritual guidance, but as beacon of knowledge, of innovations and explorations. And I speak, of course, about the golden age of Islamic scholarship during the Middle Ages. Allow me to go back into that history a little bit. Imagine at that time a world darkened by lack of understanding, where vast territories were uncharted, mysteries of the universe remain unresolved. Then, emerging like a radiant dawn, the Islamic world blossomed. It was an era where the city lights of Baghdad, Cordoba, Samarkand pierced the obsidian of curtain of night, both literally as well as metaphorically. Muslim scholars of this epoch were not content with simply accepting the knowledge handed down to them. They dared to question, they dared to explore, to venture into the realms of the unknown. In their hands, the realms of medicines transformed as they penned exhaustively encyclopedias detailing diseases, detailing treatments, and surgical techniques. So names like Ar-Razi, Ibn Sina, equivalent with medical excellence. Their work referred studies across continent even until today. In the annals of mathematics, we all remember luminaries like Al-Khwarizmi, who gave the world algorithm, laying sort of the foundations of modern day computer science that we all were enjoying. When we gaze upon the sky of nights, it is impossible for all of us not to think of Al-Battani, of Al-Barghani, and a host of other astronomers who mapped the stars, pioneering studies that would later guide explorers across uncharted seas and deserts. And we have been seeing globalization because of that. This was a time where the Baitul Hikmah, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, wasn't just a grand library, but it was a melting pot of global intellects and institutions where scholars, irrespective of their religious beliefs or ethnic backgrounds, came together in the spirit of knowledge and shared discovery. And then, looking at that period, we may ask, why to reflect upon this today in the occasions of anniversary of the alumni of IIM? It is not just to reveal of past glories, it's a reminder. It's a reminder that within our DNA lies the spirit of this trailblazer, the essence of their curiosity, their perseverance, their unwavering beliefs in the transformative power of knowledge. And so, as we check out our course to the future, let's carry with us the inspirations of this golden age. And let's remember that when we come together, driven by purpose, by passions, there is no challenge that is too great. There is no mystery that is so complex. We have led the world in thought and innovations in the past, and with the combined strength of our heritage and our modern vision, inshallah, we can, we will, and we will do it again in the future. And today, as we stand here in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, I'm reminded by the tapestry of our shared history, of the threads that bind our destinies. And for me personally, whenever I look at even the word of International Islamic University, it reminds me of my college years. I forgot to mention earlier. I was in Washington at that time, and Allah yarham, Professor Kamal Hassan was a visiting professor, and I was one of the regular visitors to come to his place to learn from the giants who were getting together in his place, just as a student, pick up their brains, borrowing their brains, and inspired by the conversations. So it is that interactions that always there. And now, as we are here attending the symposiums, it is very important for us to also look back of our interactions within Indonesia, Malaysia, and other Muslim communities here in Southeast Asia. And allow me to go on to the story of how Islam got into Southeast Asia. When the gentle winds carried Islam to the shores of Southeast Asia, including Indonesia, it wasn't just a faith that took roots. It was an entire civilization, an ethos, a way of life. And the da'wah, or the call to Islam, in our Emerald Archipelago, in this region, was not of conquest, but one of culture, of literature, of trade, and most importantly, which is often overlooked, is of educations. Our pesantrens, or Islamic boarding schools, have long stood as beacons of this educational legacy. Nestled amidst of the verdant landscape of Java, Sumatra, and beyond, these institutions have for centuries offered more than just religious teaching. They become centers of community, of character building, of fostering spirit of inquiry, ethics that for generations in Southeast Asia has carried with them. They may not officially declare as an international learning institutions. They may call themselves simply as pesantren, simply as pondok, but the essence is always international, multinationals. From the rustic halls of this pesantren emerged scholars, leaders and poets. They pen tomes in the refined cadence of Javanese, explore in the depth of fiqh and hadith, and through their writings and dialogue, position all of us as one of the hub of intellectual discourse in the Islamic world. But my friends, the journey didn't stop there. As the world around us evolved, so did our dedication to education. So from the establishment of modern state universities that blended modern academics with Islamic principles, to the contemporary institutions that today stand soldiers to soldiers with the global centers of excellence, our commitment to knowledge has been unwavering. So as we look toward the future, as we envision Southeast Asia that stand united in its quest for progress, let's remember that the lesson of our past. Let's take inspirations from our journey, knowing that our roots deep and nourishing, and all of that equip us to reach for the sky. So now we talk about current landscape. In our conquest for progress and enlightenment, we must occasionally pause, reflect, and assess where we stand. Today, I wish to cast a spotlight on our contemporary landscape of Islamic university in our region. It is a tale both of commendable achievements and of ambition yet to be realized, to put it politely. Across Southeast Asia, our Islamic university stand tall as a monument to our dedications to knowledge and spirituality. In their hallowed halls, the future leaders of our regions are forged, scholars emerge, and ideas take flights. These institutions have embraced the age of technology, integrating modern tools and techniques to foster an environment of interactive learning. In fields like Islamic finance, governance, ethics, a university leading the charge, earning accolades of global stage. Moreover, our Islamic university are testament to our unity in diversity. Within their walls, students from all across background come together, finding common ground in their quest of knowledge and in their shared values. The collaborative projects, the exchange program, the fusions of traditional teaching with modern thought, all of these elements underscore the strength of our institutions. Yet, as any journey of significance, there are areas that beacon our attentions, challenges that call out for our collective actions. In a world that rapidly evolving, it is important to note that our curriculum must reflect the dynamisms of the times. We must continuously innovate, ensuring that our graduates aren't just well-versed in their chosen discipline, but also equipped with two important tools for the futures. One, critical thinking, and two, problem-solving skills that the new world demands. Furthermore, our university excels in certain areas. That's an imperative to foster a more interdisciplinary approach. The science, technology, and the arts, with the teachings of Islam, can lead to a more holistic educational experience, preparing students to navigate the complexities of our interconnected world. And then, there is a need for further investment in research and development. In the annals of history, the Islamic world was pioneer in research. From the observatories of Samarkand to the libraries of Cordoba, it is upon us to reignite the flame, to prioritize research, to position our university not just as centers of learning, but also as hub of innovations and discovery. And when you look at today's pictures, out of 975 Nobel Prize laureates, there's only 15 are Muslims. It is our big homework. But in a sense, while we have to be proud of our journey, it is also a journey that we are now facing to ensure that we are at with other state-of-the-art universities across the globe. As we stand in the crossroad of history and the future, it is important to recognize the mantles of responsibility some nations are naturally positioned to assume. And among the mosaics of countries in Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, with our rich tapestry of cultures and its embrace of Islam, holds quite a unique place. We are home of more than 300 million souls who resonate with the calls to prayer. For us, it is not only about majority Muslim country, but it is a vibrant testament how traditions, modernity, faith, progress can harmoniously coexist. And allow me to share a little bit of our experience in Indonesia. In our story, the Indonesian story, and I believe, I'm sure it's the same thing in Malaysia, our resilience and visions were clearly rooted. It's the narrative of a nation while cherishing its local custom, understood the universality of message of Islam. Our nation didn't just absorb teachings, but also enrich them with its own experience and wisdom. In our experience in Indonesia, with its deep root in Islamic education, with its melding of the global and the local, stand ready to be able to share our experience in shaping the future of Islamic academia in the region. It's not about dominance, but it's about guiding each other. It's about sharing experience. It's about pooling resources and jointly charting a course that respect our shared past while embracing challenges and opportunities of the future. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and dear students, as we reflect upon our past and addresses our it is the futures that beacons with myriads of opportunities and challenges. Our vision for Islamic education must be as vast as the world itself and as integrated as the challenges that lie before us. So let me share with you a roadmap for our journey ahead. There are a few points here. Number one, on global relevance. In today's world, boundaries are blurring. A global community emerges where the events of one corner reverberate in the other. Our educational system, while firmly rooted in the profound teaching of Islam, must also echo this global rhythm. We must craft that equip our students not just with the principle of Quran or Hadith, but also the tools to navigate in our interconnected world. It isn't about textbooks or examination only, but it's about preparing young minds for challenges both foreseen and yet unforeseen. It's about ensuring that they emerge as global citizens who can tread confidently on the world stage. Number two, on the interdisciplinary approach. The beauty of knowledge lies in the interconnectedness. Our Prophet Muhammad SAW said that seeking knowledge is an obligatory upon every Muslim. And this knowledge isn't limited, it's vast. It's encompassing everything that the world offers. And we must therefore champion an education where spiritual insights of Islamic studies converse with discoveries of modern science, where technology complement theology, where arts and humanity enrich our understanding of faith. Such a holistic education will not only produce scholars, but it will produce visionaries who sees the world in its color, in its color and dimensions. And point number three, on technological integrations. We live in an era where technology is reshaping our world. From smartphone to artificial technology is here upon us. The question is, can our universities afford to stand on the sidelines? The answer is a resounding no. The future of education lies in the harnessing of this technology. Imagine classroom without borders, where students from Kuala Lumpur, where students from Oman can engage in real-time discussions with peers here in Kuala Lumpur or in Istanbul. Envisions the potential of AI in personalizing educations, in catering to unique strengths and challenges of each student. It is not just the future. It is already here, it is now, and we must embrace this wholeheartedly. Point number 4 I'd like to share here is that knowledge is never static. It is an ever-evolving process. And therefore, our university must be at the forefront of these evolutions. It is not enough to impart existing knowledge. We must also be crucible where new knowledge is forged. This requires significant investment in research and development, and it means creating environments where questioning is encouraged, where innovation is celebrated, and where the spirit of discovery is kindled in every heart. And this requires a changing of mindset, especially among professors, among teachers, within our education system. And point number 5 I'd like to share here is sustainable practice. We find ourselves in the pivotal moments in human history. Our planets, these beautiful blue and green orbs, we call it home, is now at the crossroad. The challenges of climate change, which now is called climate crisis, of environmental degradation, are not just scientific or economic issues. This is also a moral imperatives. Our Islamic teachings, with their profound emphasis on stewardship of the earth, offer guidance in these testing times. Our university, and therefore must lead the way in advocating on the adoptions of sustainable practice. We need curriculum that underscore the importance of conservation, of renewable energy, of sustainable agriculture, and we must lead by examples, transforming our campuses into models of sustainability. In doing so, we will not only addressing the global crisis, but we are also practicing the true teaching of our faith, ensuring that we leave behind a world that is as beautiful, as bountiful as the one we inherited. When I served in Jakarta, we started project of net zero schools across the city, where new schools were built under the concept of net zero, from elementary educations, secondary educations. Part of that is to facilitate the real experience to our new generations about the importance of sustainability. And point number 6, interfaith and intercultural dialogues. The world we inhabit is a beautiful, diverse. It's a tapestry of cultures, faith, and traditions. And in this era of connectivity, our interaction with those different from us have truly multiplied. But with these interactions come challenges, misunderstanding, misconceptions, and unfortunately at times it's about mistrust. This is where our Islamic universities have a vital role to play. We must be the vanguard of dialogue, the bridges that span divides, by fostering interfaith and intercultural discussions. by creating platforms where students from all different backgrounds can share, can learn, can grow, and do more than just educations, but cultivating understanding, nurturing empathy, and sowing the seed that lasting in real peace. In a world where division seems to be on the rise, let our institutions, let our universities stand as beacons of unity, reminding everyone of the shared humanity that binds us together. So my esteemed colleagues, while our vision is clear, our resolve is unwavering, we must also candidly acknowledge the roadblocks that lie ahead. We face challenges with limited resources in some area, an occasional inertia or resistance to change, and the intricate of dance of geopolitics. These are real concerns, but history has shown us that the strength of our community isn't measured by the absence of challenge, but by our ability to overcome challenges. So I'd like to invite all of us here to confront these issues head on with open dialogue, with shared solutions, with steadfast belief in our collective purpose. For in unity, in understanding, lies our path forward. Yet as we acknowledge those challenges, let's not lose sight of the tremendous opportunity before us. Southeast Asia is teeming with youthful energy, a demographic dividend waiting to be harnessed. Our young minds, eager and aspirational. These are our greatest asset. Add to this is the meteoric rise of digital economies, the openings of vistas of innovations and entrepreneurship. So let's not forget, our region is gaining prominence in the global stage. Our voice resonating louder and clearer in the international forum. And these are not just opportunity, but these are our strength, our catalyst for change, and propelling us toward the future filled with promise and potentials. So allow me to end this with the conclusions that as we chart the course of our journey, we must never lose sight of the higher calling that brought us here today. Our Islamic university were not mere institution of learning, they are sanctuary of enlightenment, sanctuary of innovations, sanctuary of collaborations. These institutions hold the promise of a future where knowledge isn't just sought but lived, where discovery is not just an academic exercise, but discovery is a spiritual endeavor. But this future, as luminous as it is, will not simply materialize on its own. It demands our unity, it demands our relentless spirit, it demands our shared commitment. Every university, every scholars, every student has a role to play in this grand tapestry. But together, with hands joined and heart aligned, we can transcend boundaries, break barriers, and craft an educational legacy that will be the pride of generation to come. So as I stand before you today, I'm filled with hope. Hope kindled with the boundless potential of Southeast Asia, with its rich heritage and its vibrant youth. Hope fortified by the visions of Indonesia, of Malaysia, ready and eager to lead the way, to be the guiding light in this noble journey. So let us depart from here not just with ideas, not with only insight, but with the renewed spirit of purpose. Let us remember that our collective dream of an Islamic education that stands tall on the global stage is within our grasp. With faith, with determinations, with unity, inshallah, we will realize this dream. Not just for ourselves, but for every child, for every learner, for every soul yearning for knowledge. And it is indeed a noble and inshallah a place where opportunities for multiplied pahala is before us. But before I conclude, I'd like to remind myself and all of you, it is impossible not to mention about what is happening in the land of the Palestine. So I'd like to invite everyone, let's take a moment of prayers. Let's send our Fatiha to our brother and sister in the lands of Palestine who are now experiencing a very trying period. Ala hadiniyah wa ala niyatin salihah. Al-Fatiha. Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to share some of this thought. May this is of benefit to all of us. Terima kasih banyak. Semoga Allah Subhanahu wa taala merahmati dan melindungi kita semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Anies Baswedan, for the keynote address, which has been nothing short of enlightening and inspiring. And I'm sure all of us should extend our heartfelt appreciation to Dr. Baswedan for continuing to inspire us, to guide us to move forward as our collective journey of knowledge grow. So, before we leave, we need Dr. to stay on stage. Can we invite yang amat berbahagia, Dr. Sweet, and also Brother Khalid, and even Ibu, just to get a momentous picture, the four of you on stage, because someone wants to have the four of you on stage to be reckoned. And you friends down there, don't worry, you'll have your chance. Alright? Selanjutnya wanita mengapit lelaki ya. Tetapi kali ini kita membawa satu pendekatan baru, lelaki mengapit wanita. Sesuai dengan lagunya. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do another way of doing this. We invite all of our Abai Hafiz to take a seat, because we have our photographer will go on stage and take pictures of the whole of us, like what we do usually for TikTok. And we need everyone to stand up, please. Please stand up. Hopefully your face will be included. This is the new trend of taking pictures with everyone on board. They will have some, I'm sure some of them will have a fish ball kind of camera. Yang rapat-rapat ya. Silakan, everybody. Get closer. We talk about unity. We talk about cooperation. We talk about a lot of things. Okay. Any more pictures? videos, maybe. Smile, everybody, please. Inshallah. It is a historic event. It's been a morning filled with inspiration and knowledge, and now this momentous occasion of taking pictures. And that said, we wish to announce our VIP